Hey yo, what's decent? Now check this out. I had a match against Giancarlo the other day while he was on stream. He asked somebody to play against him who would think that we're giving a hard time, and he pointed his direction towards me. So I'm happy to oblige. He's gonna lead up with Greninja. I'm gonna lead up with my boy Scizor. He's gonna go for the U-turn, and I was actually fearing for him to go for the hidden power fire, but then again, I am a careful-natured Uber set, so idealistically I can live that, especially if I was packing the Berry, which I don't pack. It'd be funny to let you guys know what I'm packing right now. I packed the Rawst Berry. So don't even ask why I'm having that. I'm just having a little bit of fun right now. So I'm gonna U-turn out into my Rotom Wash, and then afterwards he's gonna obviously want to switch out to save his Landers for a little bit later on. I'm gonna switch out and go and use Will-O-Wisp. Well, switch out after I inflict a burn onto the Magnet Zone, I want to say. So Magnet Zone is inflicted onto the burn, which means that he will take residual damage, which also means that he won't be able to freely set up a substitute on things like, let's say, Scizor freely without taking residual damage. So now he's gonna predict my switch probably into Gliscor or something else. Hence to go for the Flash Cannon, and then when he saw the Heat Trend, he was like, ah man, I predicted incorrectly. I'm gonna predict him to switch preferably into his own Azumarill, hence my own Will-O-Wisp, but he goes into Latias, which is alright because I can set up rocks. I'm pretty sure that even if it is a Life Orb variant with Surf, I can live that provided that I am, I believe, calm, I want to say. So I'm calm natured with Will-O-Wisp for survivability, and then I'm able to set up the rocks, which is perfect. He's going to change up his moves and go for the Side Shock, predicting me to want to save my Heatran for a little bit later on because Heatran does do well against a good portion of his party, so he's going to go and show me that. I'm going to go ahead and phase him out because I thought that he was going to want to switch his moves up a little bit, get some chip damage, but then I don't want Latias to stay in here. Well, I have other things like, let's say, Pidgeot, who hasn't Mega Evolved yet. So now in comes his Azumarill, which would have been perfect for him to switch out into a little bit earlier on because I would have been able to get off a nice little Will-O-Wisp damage out on that thing. Now, I decided to stay in and go for the Will-O-Wisp just in case he happens to go and use that turn to set up a belly drum, which would have been detrimental for the rest of my party. So now in comes my Greninja. I'm going to go for the obvious Gunk Shot and finish off the Azumarill from that amount of HP left over. And then afterwards he's going to show me Magnet Zone, which I'm kind of suspect that is Scarf because why else would you switch that in? I'm not quite confident that I'll be able to hit the Hydro Pump, let alone finish this clown off with my own Hydro Pump for that range amount of HP. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it to Gliscor and then go for the U-turn to get switch initiative. In comes Greninja, so that's perfect. I'm a Choice Scarf Gliscor. What do you know about that, son? Fully adamant, but I'm not able to knock it out. And so he gets initiative on whatever I decide to switch out into because my Pokemon will be slower naturally than Greninja. Greninja is a hefty threat in OU. But I decided to bring in the Scizor just to sacrifice it to be able to finish off the Greninja. The short shot way to, you know, just keep Greninja out of the game without it damaging the rest of my Pokemon. So Scizor takes one for the team as he brings back in his Magnet Zone, obviously, to try to trap my Scizor. So now in comes my Pidgeot. And because the hidden power fire knocked it out completely, I mean, given my spread, I'm kind of deducing that it's Choice Specs instead of Choice Scarf. So I'm just going to go for the Heat Wave. Just for the off chance to stay in anyway, I'm going to go for the Heat Wave. It's supposed to go for the Hurricane. And Heat Wave is not going to do a comfortable amount to the Landorus. I kind of wanted to do a little bit more because I am timid. I run timid so I can outspeed base 100s like Regular Salamence and Jirachi. You know, so that's kind of why I run that. Without that, I won't be able to outspeed those, and naturally things like Rotom Wash even can outspeed my Pidgeot and do significant amount of damage onto it. So now he's going to switch out into his Latias. I'm going to predict to switch out and go for the Volt Switch so I can get switch initiative on whatever he decides to switch out into. And in comes my Pidgeot, which I did Mega Evolve a little bit earlier on, so now I know I'm just going to be faster, especially since I am timid. I'm just going to go for the Hurricane and knock out his Latias, so his Latias won't be able to do anything else to the rest of my party. In comes Landorus, so I'm quite confident after him taking up these Stealth Rocks that I'm able to knock it out with the Hurricane. Let's test that theory out, and I do knock it out. Critical hit, baby. What do you know about that? So Pidgeot cleaning house. So now in comes the Magnet Zone. I do have both the Heat Wave as well as the Hidden Power Ground. I'm just going to go for that real quickly. Knock that clown out also. So that's 3 Pokemon knocking out a half of the party. So now in comes his last Pokemon, which is the Metagross. And Metagross is about to take a Heat Wave, but not before Mega Evolving, which increases its survivability, which also means that Metagross is now somewhat of a potent threat that I have to get out. I mean, even though I still do have 5 Pokemon, it is in the red. Decided to be a little bit of score whore and show him the knockoff to knock this clown out of here, figuratively speaking. So I did have a lot of fun. Thank you very much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, please drop a like. If you guys want to see more content like this in the future, please subscribe to me. It's awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Peace. What you doing?